Have you ever noticed how easy it is to spend hours sitting these days? Maybe you start your morning with coffee in your favorite chair, watch some TV after breakfast, read the paper, and before you know it, it's lunchtime and you haven't moved much at all. I get it. As we get older, sitting can feel comfortable, even comforting. But here's something that might surprise you. Research shows that sitting for long periods after 60 can be just as dangerous to your health as smoking. That's right. Something as simple as sitting too much could be quietly stealing years from your life. Now, before you worry, I want you to know there's good news. Today, we're going to talk about why prolonged sitting is so harmful after 60, and more importantly, I'll share 6 surprisingly easy ways to stay active that anyone can do, no matter your current fitness level. These aren't complicated exercises or intense workouts, just simple, practical movements you can weave into your daily routine to counteract the dangers of sitting and help you feel more energetic, mobile, and healthy. Let's start with why this matters so much after 60. When we sit for long periods, our circulation slows down, our muscles begin to stiffen, and our metabolism changes in ways that increase our risk for serious health problems like heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. But here's what's really fascinating. Studies show it's not just about getting your 30 minutes of exercise each day. Even if you exercise regularly, sitting for the rest of the day still puts your health at risk. The key is breaking up those long sitting sessions with frequent movement throughout the day. This brings me to our first simple solution, the 2-minute rule. Every 30 minutes you're sitting, stand up and move for just 2 minutes. That's it. You don't need special equipment or workout clothes. Just stand up, maybe walk to the kitchen for some water, do a gentle stretch, or march in place. I have a friend, Martha, who sets a quiet timer on her watch to remind her. She says those little movement breaks have made her feel more alert and reduced her back pain significantly. The beauty of this approach is that it's manageable for everyone. Even if you have mobility challenges, you can adapt this to what works for you. Maybe for you it's standing up and doing seated leg lifts or arm circles. The important thing is interrupting that sitting pattern frequently. Our second strategy is what I call commercial break fitness. Now, I know many of us enjoy watching our favorite shows, and you absolutely should. But here's how to make TV time work for your health. Every time there's a commercial break, or if you're streaming, set your own breaks. Use that time to move. You can stand up and do some gentle knee lifts, walk around your living room, or even do some seated exercises like ankle circles or shoulder rolls. My neighbor Bob told me he started doing this, and over time, he's actually come to look forward to the commercial breaks as his movement moments. He's even noticed his legs feel stronger when he gets up from his chair. The best part? This doesn't require any extra time in your day. You're just making smarter use of the time you're already spending watching TV. Now, the third technique is one of my personal favorites because it's so simple yet so effective. Never sit when you can stand. When you're on the phone, stand up and walk around. When you're reading the paper or a book, try standing at your kitchen counter for a few pages. Waiting for your tea to brew? That's perfect time to do some standing calf raises. These might seem like tiny changes, but they add up significantly throughout the day. A study from the American Heart Association found that seniors who adopted this sit less, stand more approach showed measurable improvements in blood sugar control and cholesterol levels in just a few weeks. What's wonderful about these first 3 strategies is that they don't require any special equipment. They don't cost anything, and they can be started right now, today. You don't have to wait until Monday or after your next doctor's appointment. In fact, why not try one of them right after you finish watching this video? Maybe set a timer for 30 minutes as a reminder to get up and move, or plan to stand during your next phone call. Small steps lead to big changes. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what if I have mobility issues or chronic pain? That's exactly why we'll be covering 3 more tailored approaches coming up next, including seated exercises that provide real benefits, ways to make household chores work for your fitness, and how to gradually build more movement into your life at a pace that's right for you. Because here's the truth. It's never too late to start moving more, and every little bit truly helps. Now that we've covered those first 3 simple ways to break up sitting time, let's talk about some slightly more intentional, but still very manageable approaches to staying active after 60. What's beautiful about these next strategies is that they accomplish multiple things at once. They get you moving, they make daily life easier, and they help maintain your independence longer. And that's really what this is all about, isn't it? Being able to keep doing the things you love for as long as possible. The fourth strategy is what I call productive movement. This means taking ordinary household activities and turning them into opportunities for gentle exercise. For example, when you're putting away groceries, instead of carrying everything at once, make a few extra trips to get more steps in. When you're gardening, focus on using your legs when you bend down rather than straining your back. Even something as simple as washing dishes can become a chance to work on balance if you practice standing on one foot for a few seconds at a time. Just be sure to hold on to the counter for support. My friend Ellen told me she started doing calf raises while brushing her teeth. 2 minutes twice a day adds up to over 24 hours of muscle strengthening exercise over a year. The key is looking for these hidden opportunities in your daily routine. What household tasks do you already do that could become mini workouts? This brings me to our fifth technique, seated exercises. Now, I know some of you may have mobility challenges or health conditions that make standing for long periods difficult. That's perfectly okay. You can still get tremendous benefits from exercises done right in your chair. In fact, some of the most effective movements for seniors are seated exercises that improve circulation, maintain muscle tone, and keep joints flexible. Try this one right now if you're sitting. Lift one leg straight out in front of you, hold for a few seconds, then lower it slowly. Do this 5 to 10 times per leg. Feel that? You're working important muscles that help with balance and walking. Other great seated exercises include arm circles, seated marches, and gentle torso twists. The beauty is you can do these while watching TV or talking on the phone. A physical therapist I spoke with said that just 10 minutes of these seated exercises daily can make a noticeable difference in maintaining mobility and reducing stiffness. Now, let's talk about our sixth strategy, the power of social movement. This might be my favorite because it combines two crucial elements for healthy aging: physical activity and social connection. Research shows that when we combine movement with social interaction, we're much more likely to stick with it and enjoy it. This could be something as simple as meeting a friend for a walk instead of just coffee, joining a gentle yoga or Tai Chi class at your local senior center, or even finding a walking buddy in your neighborhood. I heard about a group of seniors in Arizona who call themselves the Sunrise Strollers. They meet every morning to walk around their community park together. Not only are they getting their daily movement in, but they formed wonderful friendships along the way. If joining a group doesn't appeal to you, even walking with a family member or caregiver counts. The social aspect makes the time pass quickly and provides accountability that helps maintain the habit. What's really important to understand about all these strategies is that they're not about becoming an athlete or pushing yourself to extremes. They're about finding ways to move that fit comfortably into your life and bring you joy. Movement should feel good, not punishing. Remember my neighbor Bob, who does exercises during commercial breaks? He recently told me that since starting this habit 6 months ago, he's noticed he can get up from chairs more easily, his posture has improved, and he even sleeps better at night, all from just adding these small movement snacks throughout his day. Now, you might be wondering, how do I make these changes stick? That's where the concept of habit stacking comes in. This means attaching your new movement habits to things you already do automatically. For example, after I finish my morning coffee, I'll do 3 minutes of stretching. Or when I go to the bathroom, I'll do 5 seated leg lifts before getting up. By connecting the new behavior to an existing routine, you're much more likely to remember to do it consistently. It takes about 3 weeks for a new habit to start feeling automatic. So be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small victories, like when you notice it's becoming easy to get up from your chair, or when you spontaneously choose to stand instead of sit while talking on the phone. As we move into the final part of our discussion, we'll explore how to gradually increase your activity level in safe ways, how to listen to your body signals, and most importantly, how to maintain motivation over the long term. Because while starting new movement habits is important, keeping them going is what really creates lasting health benefits. And I'll share some inspiring stories from people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who transformed their health through these exact kinds of simple, daily movements. Now, Let's talk about the most important part: how to keep this momentum going so movement becomes a natural, enjoyable part of your daily life. Because here's the truth: the best exercise routine is the one you'll actually stick with. And the good news? Staying active after 60 doesn't have to feel like a chore. In fact, it can become something you genuinely look forward to when you approach it the right way. First, let's address a common concern. What if you've been inactive for a while and worry about overdoing it? This is where the concept of progress, not perfection, comes in. You don't need to go from sitting all day to running a marathon. Small, consistent efforts add up over time. Start with what feels manageable. Maybe that's standing up and sitting back down in your chair 5 times in a row, or walking to the mailbox and back. The key is to listen to your body and gradually increase your activity at a pace that works for you. If you feel any pain, not to be confused with normal muscle fatigue, that's your body's way of saying, let's take it easier today. One of the best ways to stay motivated is to track your progress in a way that feels rewarding. This doesn't mean counting every single step or setting unrealistic goals. Instead, try keeping a simple journal where you note how movement made you feel each day. Maybe you write, did seated leg lifts during breakfast, felt stronger standing up afterward, or walked to the park bench instead of driving, enjoyed the fresh air. Over time, you'll see patterns of improvement, and that's incredibly motivating. Another powerful trick: pair movement with something you love. Do you enjoy birdwatching? Take slow walks in nature and bring your binoculars. Love music? Dance to a favorite song while making dinner. My 78-year-old Aunt Adeline swears by her kitchen dance parties. She puts on old Motown hits and shimmies while she cooks. Not only does she move more, but she says it lifts her mood, too. The point is, movement shouldn't feel like punishment. When you connect it to things that bring you joy, it becomes self-reinforcing. Now, let's talk about balance, literally. Falls are a major concern as we age, but the best way to prevent them isn't by moving less. It's by moving smarter. Simple balance exercises, like standing on one foot while holding onto a chair for support or walking heel to toe across the room, can make a huge difference in stability. Try this. When you brush your teeth, practice standing on one leg for a few seconds, then switch. It's an easy way to build balance without setting aside extra time. And here's something crucial: rest is not the enemy. In fact, recovery is just as important as movement. If you have a day where you're extra tired or sore, it's okay to take it easy. Gentle stretching or even deep breathing while seated can still keep your body engaged without overexertion. The goal is sustainable habits, not pushing yourself to exhaustion. Finally, let's address the mindset shift that makes all of this work. Instead of thinking, I have to exercise, try reframing it as, I get to move my body today. That subtle change in wording can make a big difference in how you feel about staying active. Because here's the beautiful truth. Every time you choose to stand instead of sit, take the stairs instead of the elevator, or stretch while watching TV, you're investing in a future where you stay independent, energetic, and capable for years to come. So, what's the takeaway? You don't have to overhaul your life to see benefits. Start with 1 or 2 of these strategies, maybe the 2-minute rule or commercial break fitness, and build from there. Celebrate every small win. And most importantly, remember that movement is a gift you give yourself, not a punishment. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these tips resonated most? Do you have a favorite way to stay active that we didn't mention? Share your thoughts. Your ideas might inspire someone else. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more simple, science-backed tips to thrive after 60. Here's to standing up a little more, sitting a little less, and enjoying every moment of the vibrant life ahead of you. Now go on, take that first small step today. Your future self will thank you for it.